Hi. The car's performance is looking strong compared to our rivals at the moment. Check it out and we'll review it in more detail later.
Hello everyone and welcome to F1 2016 Career Mode. We're here at the US Grand Prix Season 2, Episode 39 of this entire Career Mode piece. And we're here at the Circuit of the Americas, one of my favourite tracks on the F1 calendar. As you can see, Haas and Mercedes have bought upgrades to this race. I said that really weirdly as well. And it means that Mercedes are now up to third in the performance index. If you didn't miss the last episode, go and check it out. It'll be in the top right-hand corner in the card at the end. And I really do recommend you checking out. The Japanese Grand Prix was one heck of a race. And we're here now in America for the US Grand Prix. We've only got 4 races to go in this season. We lead the way from our teammate Daniel Ricciardo, only by a smidgen, it has to be said. In practice, we played around with the setup a little bit. We didn't start off too quick, but we definitely got quicker as the sessions went on. And here are our qualifying goals.
Hi, how are you? I'm just passing on your qualifying goals for this weekend.
So qualifying goals, same as usual, be second or higher and beat Danny Rick. Which is looking tough. Daniel Ricciardo looking very, very quick this weekend, as are Ferrari. Ferrari, of course, took pole and the win last time out in Japan. So I'm going to send you over to Crofty now for qualifying for the US Grand Prix.
It's time for today's qualifying session to begin here in the United States. Welcome to the Circuit of the Americas.
So here we are in qualifying 2. We got through Q1. Easy as you like, and here we are in qualifying 2. We drove out the pit lane and we did a really easy outlap, so the tyres are as fresh as they could possibly be in this session, because of course this is going to be our race set of tyres, so we want to make sure that we can the freshest tyres available to us come race day on the Sunday. And we're just coming to the end of the lap now, coming through the long turn, 15, 14, 16, 17, it's just such a long corner that one is, and into the final corner at turn 20 we go, and we're about to open the DRS and come across the line. It puts us P5 in the session, 1.8 seconds off the pace of Sebastian Vettel. Not good. We're still 1.6 off our teammate as well. The pace just is not there at the moment in qualifying, and we've got to find nearly 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Even Kimi Räikkönen was struggling. He's a second and a half off his teammate. So us and Räikkönen just really struggling here. And as we come to the one and only lap we have in qualifying 3, well, I say one and only, yeah, our one and only lap in qualifying 3. We're just coming up to the first corner now, up the top of the hill. Braking as late as we can, get on the power reserve as we can, hit that apex. We've got to just try and gain time. Our first sector has been pretty competitive. We're losing a lot of time in the middle sector, but the most time we're losing is in the final part of the lap. We're just really struggling in that final part of the lap, especially through that mimic of turn 8 in Istanbul, which is about 3 corners. As through the final corner we come now, we open the DRS, across the line we go P3, 4 tenths off the pace of Ricciardo. They've gone slower than in Q2. Ricciardo doesn't even get pole because Räikkönen pips him at the post, and Ricciardo has picked up a 5-place grid penalty for colliding with Nico Hülkenberg in Q3. Hülkenberg down in P7. We're in P5. That will become P4 with Ricciardo's penalty. We managed to narrow the gap down to a second in the end in the final part of qualifying, although we still couldn't get out the 36s. It just seems that the top guys just went slower, and that has played beautifully into our hands for this US Grand Prix here at the Circuit of the Americas. In the rivalry then, Ricciardo has out-qualified us technically, despite the fact we'll start in front of him, and that's going to take him to within touching distance of winning the rivalry yet again. We just cannot beat this guy in the rivalry. We can beat him in races, or we can occasionally beat him in qualifying, but those fastest laps and fastest sectors, we just cannot beat Ricciardo, as our driver position's looking okay, as here are our race goals.
Hello, I just wanted to pass on the team's expectations for this race. Good luck.
Race goals, though, are to finish 4th and to beat Daniel Ricciardo, 3rd or higher in the Drivers' Championship. We could We're not going to lose the lead in the Drivers' Championship, if I'm not mistaken. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. I'd have to see the standings. Yeah, it's getting very close. Crunch time now. starting ahead of Ricciardo. We just need to make sure that we finish in front of him as well. The two Ferraris are going to be starting on the front row. We're alongside Lewis Hamilton, and I'm going to send you up to the commentary box for the US Grand Prix.
In 2012, America's on-again, off-again love affair with Formula One finally seemed to settle down with the completion of this wonderful racing facility here in Texas. Since then, we've been treated to some incredible races, including, of course, that classic wet-dry championship decider of 2015. We're racing today then in Travis County, Texas, where 20 corners and speeds of up to 200 miles an hour await us on this magnificent racetrack. It's 60% full throttle with plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the two DRS zones into turn 1 and at the end of the long back straight into turn 12. What a race we have in store today.
Okay, you can brake late into 1 because of the incline. It's a slow corner though, so make sure you stay out of trouble. Good luck.
Kimi Raikkonen's perfect lap yesterday sees him start from pole position, and starting alongside him P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton and a Red Bull, Sergio Perez and Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Rosberg, Massa and Roman Grosjean.
So here we are on the grid here in America. It's going to be a two-stop strategy by the looks of things. They're going from the super soft to the soft to the soft. We may have to use the medium compound tyre though, depending on our tyre wear. We always struggle on the tyre wear, so we may have to use a medium tyre stint at some point. And as we come now to the end of the formation lap, tension building as it always does. And here in Austin, we have a perfect opportunity to take another step towards our second world title. The light sequence is on. 5 red lights here in America. And away we go. That was such a long hold on the 5th light, but we've had a beastly start compared to the Ferraris, especially Sebastian Vettel. Lewis Hamilton's boxed in behind Kimi Raikkonen, who's left the inside line gaping for us. We don't even brake late. We just take our apex normally. Raikkonen's gone out wide. He's been hit. Raikkonen's been hit by Sebastian Vettel, his teammate. Raikkonen's in the wall, but we lead the race. As we come through the S's section, the safety car is deployed. There's been a bit more contact towards the back of the field, and we need to have a replay of what's happened here. It was a great start from Lewis Hamilton, just sat in behind the pole sitter. As a great start it was for ourselves, as into turn 1 we went. We just weren't challenged. We were just given so much space. Raikkonen even turned out the corner, I think, and just got hit on the outside of turn 1 by his teammate. It was more of just a Raikkonen dangerously rejoining the track because he went so wide into the first corner. As you can see, look at the start that we had on our front wing cam. Absolutely sensational up the inside, and look at that, easy as you like. You would not think it was Ultimate AI with just complex, well, just not defending like that. As here's the start from Lewis Hamilton. I said he had a great start. He just gets boxed in though behind Raikkonen, and he's not brave enough to just kind of dive it up the inside like he should have done. Leaves the space for us up the inside, and you'll see Vettel and Perez just snip up the inside of the pair of them. And the contact there with the Raikkonen and Sebastian Vettel is here we are going to see on board Raikkonen. He didn't get a great start. You can see Hamilton swirling in his right-hand mirror. And look at this. He turns out of the corner, turns back into the corner, and he's running off the track. Vettel kind of runs him out of track, and there's just contact with the right rear to the front left, and Raikkonen goes straight into the barrier and has picked up front wing damage. Here is the onboard of Roman Grosjean, who for the second year in a row has been caught up in an incident at the start of this US Grand Prix. And you see Ricciardo's run wide, Massa's run wide, and Massa has hit the Haas. The Massa has hit the Haas. He's rejoined the track. He's collected a Sauber. He's collected both Saubers. There's Raikkonen rejoining. And we'll see Pascal Wehrlein, who got caught up in an incident last year at turn 1. He's had contact with the McLaren, hit the Sauber again. And it's just absolute carnage as Ericsson gets sandwiched between Raikkonen and Grosjean. And oh, it's all carnage at the start of the US Grand Prix here. Not good at all. And as you can see now, we're just following the safety car, which stayed up for quite a while, I must admit, and it really played into our hands. It meant that we'd be able to change our strategy and definitely go double soft for our next stint, which is some good news to hear, because I was worried about the durability of the super soft tyre, but it should play into our hands as now the safety car is coming in. We're just getting ready to bolt. to restart the race. We're going now. We're going green here in America. And you can see Sebastian Vettel has followed us closely as through turn 19 we go. We don't run wide on the exit, and we've kind of jumped Sebastian Vettel on this restart as we come around the final corner to end lap 4. And we've lost Kimi Raikkonen right on the restart. He didn't even make it to the restart. Here we are, waiting to bolt. Kimi's going to put the power down, and the engine in that Ferrari has blown, and Kimi Raikkonen's miserable day comes to a miserable end at turn 19. As you can see, there's some yellow flags now down at the end of the long straight at turn number 12. What's happened here? Grosjean and Perez, and there's contact with them, and Perez is round, and Grosjean's day just seems to get worse. Perez, who'd had a really good start, pitted early and has dropped down the back of the field in all of that as we set a new fastest lap of the race on lap 6, and our teammate dives into the pit lane. Very early pit stop, so they're not going for a sort of overcut with the extended tyre life in these super softs thanks to that safety car. As now we're seeing Lewis Hamilton get past Sebastian Vettel. Oh no, Vettel and Hamilton battling hammer and tongue, but it looks like Lewis Hamilton has got past, and on the same lap they head towards turn 19, and the left rear tyre on Lewis Hamilton's has blown right on the entrance to the pit lane. Hamilton's going to dive into the pit lane. Vettel's going to follow him in. That'll be a slow stop for him. But us out in front, we're not reacting. We're just going to take the super softs to as long as they'll go and just play the strategy how we want to play it. We're not going to be duped into doing anything we don't want to do. And here we are on lap 10. We're thinking about coming into the pits. It's only us and the people who started on the soft compound tyre that are still out on track at the moment as we head through the exit of turn 18 now towards turn 19. I think we're going to dive into the pit lane. Tyres could have done another couple of laps, I'd say. We only had about 57% on the front left there. But we're going to dive in, put on a new set of the soft compound tyre, because we should be able to go to the end. Because we've done 10 laps effectively on this super soft tyre now, we can, and with 28 laps in the race, we can just do 2 lots of 9 laps on 2 sets of softs and avoid the mediums completely, and not really have to worry about tyre wear in this race for the first time ever, I'd say. There's never really, apart from in Sochi, it's the only race where I don't worry about tyre wear, so this is going to be a really nice way to race, not having to worry about the tyres. We can just push as much as we want now, knowing that the tyres will do what we want them to do, as we've come out behind a few people who are still yet to pit, and we have jumped Vettel, Ricciardo, Hamilton, Rosberg, the lot of them. And as we come out the pit lane, there was some yellow flags, and here's why. Our teammates coming into turn 1. There's a Renault, Jolyon Palmer, that's gone out wide, and yet again it's another car that's been spun on the exit at turn 1. Noticing a theme with the AI and crashing at turn 1 because one of them gets shoved out wide, and Ricciardo, who was in about 6th or 7th place, has dropped all the way down towards the back of the field. Not good for him. Great for us though, because we have the net lead of this race. But there is a bit of a worry because we believe that Valtteri Bottas may be one stopping, but first we've got to dispatch Rio Haryanto around the outside. What a move that was! Around the outside through that horrible corner that starts at turn 16 and ends at turn 18. Brilliant move around the outside of Rio Haryanto. We now got yellow flags behind us because Rio is out of the race just a lap late, not even a lap later, 3/4 of a lap later. His engine blows, and first a Ferrari engine blows, now a Mercedes engine goes, and that brings out the virtual safety car as well. It's been an absolutely crazy 12 laps in this race, and that means with the virtual safety car, Valtteri Bottas is going to pit from the lead, go onto a set of medium compound tyres, and is now going to run to the end without stopping again. We still have to pit again because these soft tyres probably won't go to the end. It would be close, but we don't really want to risk it as we go up the inside of Carlos Sainz into turn 1. We're back up into the lead of the United States Grand Prix. Lap 19 now, we've got a weather report that rain is now expected in the final 2 laps. We weren't expecting rain at all, but because of that VSC and the safety car, we have been pushed into a window of where we may get some rain right at the end of the race. As now on lap 19, we're coming in for our final, hopefully final stop of the day. Depends what the weather does, but we're coming in for our final set of soft compound tyre. These tyres have barely done 50% wear. We could, but because we used all our super softs in qualifying, we didn't really want to put a scrub set on. So it's better off to pit now, put a fresh set of softs on, and just be comfortable on tyre wear to the end. 2.6 second stop as well. and we should be able to hold on to the lead on the exit. Here comes Valtteri Bottas coming down the pit straight now. We can't even see him in the shot. We've managed to clear Valtteri Bottas. We just had the pace. We just extended the gap to Bottas after he pitted, and those medium tyres are not quick round here. We proved that last season. Is now on lap 21. Sebastian Vettel is battling Nico Hülkenberg and is now back up onto the podium. He's done the same sort of strategy as us, and he's now fighting for a podium, but chasing down Valtteri Bottas on lap 23, and there's some yellow flags, and that means Valtteri Bottas is out of the race. What has happened to Bottas through turn 19? What is going to happen? His engine has blown just 5 laps or so from the end, and Bottas's race is run, and that promotes Nico Rosberg onto the podium. And here we are on lap 28. We have dominated this United States Grand Prix. The rain has just about missed us. One more safety car. Had the safety car come out for Bottas, we would have hit the rain. We haven't hit the rain, and through the turn 19 we go. We can celebrate. The tyres are fine, the fuel is fine, and our championship lead is going to be more than fine as we celebrate victory in America.
Ring ding 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 ding.
Congrats to the win on the constructors.
And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Our current points leader extends their lead at the top of the championship after a very good result here today. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Kevin Magnussen. That was a commanding performance today, very impressive indeed.
The Constructors' title may already be decided, and it's another title in the bag for Red Bull. After a long and hard-fought season, they built an astonishing car this year, and the glory they'll be taking back to Milton Keynes is fully deserved.
And there you have it. That was the US Grand Prix. We have won it. We have won it, and with that, we have won the Constructors' Championship. Daniel Ricciardo had a challenging race, did a 3-stop, finished in 6th place, made an absolute mess of the strategy today, and that's handed us a massive advantage in the Drivers' Championship. Kudos to Jenson Button getting in the points for McLaren Honda. Lewis Hamilton 4th, Hülkenberg 5th, Perez in 7th, Massa in 8th, Sainz in 9th, Toro Rosso getting a few more points as they try and close down Mana as they need to if they want to save their season. They've had a bad season, Toro Rosso, so good to see them back in the points and coming up from 17th place. A few people did 1 stop, but it looks like the 2-stop was probably the quickest way to go in the end, although Hülkenberg did make it work very well, and I have a feeling that Valtteri Bottas may have been on the podium today had his engine not have blown. A shame for him, but what a race. With 3 races to go now, we have a 31-point lead at the top of the Drivers' Championship. We could just finish on the podium in every race and we will be world champion again. No movers and shakers in the Drivers' Championship, or at least not in the top 12 anyway. You can see that up to 12th, from 12th place down, there's some pretty low scoring cars, as Jenson Button's 12th and he's only scored 10 points all year. But it is what it is. Vettel is now out of the running to be world champion. He needed to win today, and he was not able to, and he cannot be world champion anymore. Red Bull are Constructors' champions. You've heard that already. We have dominated the season. Ferrari have done very well in the since Monza, you'd have to say. But it was a bit too little, too late, and with Raikkonen being out of the points today, it was all over for the Scuderia. Mercedes They're looking dead set for third. And in that Williams Force India battle, looks like Force India are going to come on, but Toro Rosso are very close to Mana Mercedes now, and with a few races to go, could Toro Rosso jump above Mana? Remember, Mana cruelly got beaten last year when they shouldn't have done, when they probably didn't deserve to, which was a shame. We've lost the rivalry as well. Big shock there. Ricciardo was on super softs in the final stint, so he was always going to be quicker than us. And in the driving position, we're going to be pretty okay, just off the top spot. I can live with that. Bearing in mind, this time last year we were getting very dangerous we were like at the bottom of the red, so we're doing okay. But that was it. That's been the United States Grand Prix. If you have enjoyed that, leave a like, smash the subscribe button as well. If you're new to the channel, we've got 3 races to go. If you missed any race, either the 2 seasons so far, do check the playlist. It'll be in one of the cards in the top right hand corner. And that's been this week's video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. I really do. I'm really looking forward to the end of the season. 3 races to go. We've got to go to Mexico, Brazil, and Abu Dhabi. And I'm really looking forward to it. And I think that we can have an amazing season now. We are on the cusp of achieving something great. And it's a journey that we've enjoyed together. And of course, this is the last season of career mode on F1 2016, so we need to make sure it's a good one. Keep the views coming in, share it to everyone out there, and we'll be back strong as ever next week. Goodbye.